Hey everyone, welcome to our first fully recorded class, and thank you for bearing with me while I work out some logistics with this, such as lighting and sound and timing and all of that, just as you have been all along. So once again, thanks so much for coming to all of my classes, and I hope you enjoy this one. The theme today is sourced from the 8 limbs of yoga. The first 2 limbs are Yamas and Niyamas, in other words, self-control and self-regulation. And another way of looking at these are abstinences, Yamas, and observances, Niyamas. And what goes into a lot of the abstinence part is a principle called asteya, which is non-stealing, or abundance. And that's a focus on the things you can do instead of what you cannot. A second part of that, yamas, is aparigraha, which is non-possession. And a way of framing that is there's no need to grasp for a body that you used to have or be jealous of the person practicing next to you. Just a really important reminder when we're recovering from injuries or, aging or gain weight, lose weight, whatever. The body you have today is perfect, and however you practice today is perfect. And on the niyama side, the observances or self-regulation, I wanted to bring up the principle of santosha, which is contentment. Finding contentment with where you are physically and mentally today. Sometimes I go to practice and spend most of the time in child's pose because that's what I need. And it's okay to give yourself what you need, even if it's not quite what your teacher is yammering at you about. Like, you don't want to do that 4th wheel. Do bridge, just lay there, whatever. Or hold between the 4th and the 5th wheel if what you need is to go for it. And the last principle I wanted to present before I start into the asana part of this practice, the flowing and movement and poses, is Ishvara Pranidhana, which is surrendering or accepting. And that's to allow a sense of surrendering in what is the present moment, changing what you can, such as using a prop, and accepting what you cannot change. In other words, just let it be. And without further ado, now we're going to start the asana portion of the practice. So, as you're probably familiar with at this point, we'll start in child's pose. Toes together, knees wide at the back of your mat. Take some care in settling down into your child's pose. And as you start your ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through your nose, matching your inhales and exhales, start to bring awareness to all the different parts of your body. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, even that little pinky side of your foot. Send your breath down into your feet and into your ankles. Send it into your knees. Take note of how they're doing today. And then allow the breath to travel up your body. Breathe into your hips, into your rib cage and torso, up into your collar blades, your collarbones and shoulders, and down into your elbows and wrists, and all the way out to your little fingertips. And finally, bring your focus inward to your 3rd eye. On an inhale, come up to downward facing dog. Settle your eyes on one point between your toes and pedal your dog out back and forth, adjusting your stance, taking a longer or shorter down dog as your body demands. Inhale and look forward between your hands, and exhale, walk to the top of your mat and hang in ragdoll with your feet about 2 fists apart, which is where your hips are, capturing opposite elbows And finding a gentle sway side to side. Coming to a ragdoll that really feels good. If you desire a bigger release in your lower back, simply move your feet wider apart with your toes turned in slightly and your heels out to the sides. Release your hands and heel toe your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift, bring your stomach in to support your low back, and exhale to fold. One more halfway lift, extending the spine long, and exhale to fold. And then press down to the four corners of your feet. Really get a sense for where your strong foundation is. And with an inhale, roll all the way up to standing, bringing your arms overhead. Reach joyously above you. Take a big inhale and stretch up. Then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And I'll open us with one big old Om, which I fully wish you to take advantage of when you're doing this later on your own. Inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, forward fold, coming softly down. Inhale to halfway lift, tummy in to protect your back, and exhale, step back to your high plank. If this is really tough on your wrists, feel free to come down to your knees. Otherwise, press down through your hands and out through your heels so you can hug all of your muscles into the bone, which will give you to the support to stay in this pose. We have 2 more breaths here. Tuck your chin to open up the back of your throat. Inhale, come forward over your fingertips. Then exhale to lower halfway down. Inhale, press up into up dog, pressing down through even that piggy side of your feet. And exhale your hips high to downward facing dog. Now for our Sun A series, our vinyasa flow, matching one breath to one movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. With joy, inhale, come all the way up, reach up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, come up, reach up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway left, spine stretches long, and exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Crown of the head comes down. Inhale, rise up, look between your outspread fingers, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, go up, look up, And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, down dog. Let's throw one more sunny into the mix. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift, spread your collarbones wide. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, look up, spread your fingers wide. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now to move into our sun bees. Another vinyasa flow, matching one breath to movement, warming our bodies up and taking our minds out of the rest of our days so we can land here on our mat and be fully integrated into the rest of the practice. Without further ado, inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Set your hips low and your hands high to me getting a phone call and pausing the recording and resuming the recording, because that's just another effing scam caller that for some reason I always seem to get pretty younger these days. So anyways, inhale to halfway lift, we'll start there, and exhale to fold. Inhale your arms high and hips low into chair pose. Reach your heart forward and up and find your drishti, your point to settle your gaze, high on the wall in front of you. Squeeze your inner thighs together as you move your knees out. Try it on. It's an energetic motion. It'll make a difference, trust me. It'll fire up the outside of your legs so you can stay in your chair. And even find a little back bend by turning your pinkies in. One more big breath in, and exhale, fold forward over your feet. Inhale to halfway lift, spine comes long, and exhale, high plank to low plank. Inhale to your upward facing dog, press down to lift up, and exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, left heel spins down, root to rise, and inhale, come up to warrior one. Press through both heels to get your low belly in so you can sink down into that right leg. Stretch long through your side bodies so you look up between your hands, and clasp your hands behind your back. Roll your arm bones open so your heart can shine up. And then get your abs together and take a humble warrior. As its name suggests, this pose is all about surrendering. You're so strong in your legs that you can surrender the crown of your head and your entire upper body down toward the ground. And let your shoulders fall softly open over your head. And then release your hands down and take your chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, right heel spins down. Come up to your warrior one on the left. Press down through both of your heels to integrate those leg bones so you can pick up your abs and sink into your front leg. Inhale, raise your heart up. Look up between your hands. And then exhale, clasp them behind your back with the other thumb on top, the funny one. Roll your arm bones open. Reach your heart up. And then fold, surrendering into humble warrior on the left. Continue to press down through your heels. Even drag them together a bit on the mat to support you as you fold. And release your hands to the mat and flow through high plank to low plank. Inhale to your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now comes the vinyasa part, now that we're introduced. I kind of fibbed before, but that's okay, we're gonna do it now. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump between your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold forward. Hips low, hands high, shine your heart up into chair. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Inhale up into warrior one. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale your heart high. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Then inhale, rise back up into your warrior. And exhale your hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, come up and an inhale, warrior one. Exhale, clasp your hands. Inhale your chest up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, stay and hug in. Inhale, rise up into warrior one. And exhale your hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, spread your toes out. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, chair, just one breath. And exhale, fold. Inhale to halfway lift, spine comes long. Exhale, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, inhale up, warrior one. Clasp your hands, exhale. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, humble. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, clasp your hands, switch your thumbs. Inhale your heart high. Exhale, become humble. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. Inhale, come on back up. And exhale your hands to the mat. Flow through your chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do one more of those suckers, just to get us all ooey gooey and warm. Once again, if something's not working for you, like the humble warrior posture isn't good for your shoulders, just do something else. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale your heart high and hips low into your chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, press those feet down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, inhale to rise. Exhale to clasp your hands. Inhale to raise up that heart. And exhale to become humble. Inhale. Exhale, stay and hug in. Now come up mightily, you're a warrior with that inhale. Exhale your hands to the mat, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, inhale up into warrior one, so strong. Exhale, clasp your hands. Inhale, raise your heart. And exhale, become humble. Inhale here. Exhale to stay and hug in. Now inhale, rise up, our last one. And exhale your hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Now inhale your right heel high. Press down through your hands. Commit to squeezing those low ribs in. Lift up, squeeze your outer hips together to lift up. Then bend your knee and stack and open up your hips. Spin your right armpit to the ground and lift up through your inner right knee. Spread the toes on both feet. And then stay here or as controlled as possible. Come over into your flip dog. Take your right hand and lift your left ribs up. And then press down through your feet to extend your right hand forward. You're eventually looking to come put it on the ground and come into a full wheel from this position. We're not doing that today, so don't worry about it. Inhale your chest high, and exhale, come back to your down dog. Inhale your left heel high. Press through your hands to lengthen out through those side bodies. Squeeze your outer hips to lift it a little bit higher. Then exhale, bring your heel to your butt and open up your hips. Spin your left armpit down and lift up through the inside of your left leg. Inhale it a little bit higher. Then exhale with control. Come over into flip dog on the left. And you're always welcome to stay in three-legged dog, which is something that was probably better to mention on the other side, but oh well. Lift your right rib cage up and extend that left hand forward. Press through your feet to find more lift. One more big inhale, and then exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. And we're actually going to take our Malasana squat here. So angle your feet out to the side. Have your legs naturally follow that angle. So some of us might have more narrow feet. Some might be way out to the side. And if your heels don't reach the ground, feel free to use a prop or to just stay up like this. Anyways, bring your hands together and press them out against your knees. Drop your tailbone to the ground and raise your heart up, looking way up, finding a spot on which to focus, and breathe way down into those little juicy hip joints. And release by pressing down and placing your hands on the mat and coming into our first crow pose. Spread your hands super wide and use your finger pads like little claws. Put your knees in the back of your arms and lean way forward. Then put one foot up and then the other and press them together behind you to activate your abs. Here, I'll walk this around to the front so you can get the side view like we usually do. It is all a part of giving ourselves what we need and listening to our bodies. If you're ready for a level up in this pose, get your abs collected in. And at the end of an exhale, shoot back to your high plank. And then inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. And for everyone else, we will meet in downward facing dog. Just offering that as an up level for anyone who wishes to try. Anyways, inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Big inhale, big exhale, and then step it through between your hands and inhale up into crescent lunge. We're only here for a second today, so quick exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. 2 breaths here in our revolved crescent. And release, come back to center, and exhale, open up to warrior 2. Swing your butt way out behind you for a second, then bring your abs up and your right butt under, and now lean deep into your right leg. See if that gives you more room to really get into this pose. We do that with our arms too. Flip your hands over and bring your elbows in. Gather your front ribs together. And then turn your hands over and extend them out again to get our shoulder integration. Flip your right hand over and inhale, go up and back, reverse your warrior. And exhale your hand down, an extended side angle. As part of non-violence to ourselves, if we're choosing our hand up today versus our hand forward versus our half bind or whole bind, do so without judgment for what you did yesterday or the day before, and take whatever your body asks for today in this moment, in this extended side angle. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. And then release your hands down to the mat and come into a low lunge. Press out through both of your heels to firm up your quads. Seal them onto your thighs. And then hug your legs together to get those hamstrings engaged. And inhale your right hand up to the sky for an easy twist. Melt your shoulder blades onto your spine to open up that twist even more. Then exhale, bring your right hand down, bring your left knee down, and press back into a half split with your toes curled back toward your shin. Inhale and reach your heart forward through your shoulders, and exhale, fold over your leg. Point your toe, and then curl your toes back toward your shin. Point and curl. These foot exercises are so important because when we use our feet, it gives us access to all the other muscles in our legs. And then come back to your low lunge. And then crawl it over onto the left side. We're in a low lunge over here now. Press down through both of your feet to inhale up into crescent lunge. We're only here for a second, just like on the other side. So bring your hands to heart center and twist to the left. Inhale your chest forward. Exhale to twist. Inhale forward. Exhale, twist. And then come back up through center. And open up into warrior 2. Don't want to cheat the left side, so let's swing our butts back out again. Now swivel your cheek back under and press down into that front leg. Turn your palms, get your serving trays, then press out to the side and roll them back over. Now with this beautiful integration, we're all set up to flip our left palm. Inhale up and back, and exhale, come into an extended side angle. Once again, pick your degree of the sundial without judgment for what happened yesterday or even what happened on the right side. Inhale, look up and open up your chest and stay here with me for 3 more breaths. And release your hands down. We're in our low lunge again. So inhale, press out through both of your heels as you pull your chest forward, and then raise your left hand up into our easy twist. Big inhale, open up that chest, squeeze those outer hips in to turn from the torso. Inhale up, and exhale, bring your hand to the mat. Bring your right knee down and press back into our half split. Inhale your chest forward through your shoulders. And exhale, fold over your toes. Curl them back toward your shin. And then give them a little point. Back toward your shin. Give them a little point. Ooh, my foot's cramping when I point it today. That's an interesting observation. That just means I must have worked it hard, either earlier today or yesterday. Or maybe I need to eat an avocado or something. Who knows? One of those hippie yoga problems. My foot's cramping, I need an avocado. Anyways, we're just about done here. So inhale, come back up into your low lunge. Exhale, step back into your high plank. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to your low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale to step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Bring your hips low and your hands high, coming up into our favorite chair pose. This one is so good for you in so many ways, and it's also a pose that many people complain about. But thankfully, I don't care, so we're gonna stay here for 3 more breaths. And then bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Reach forward with the left side of your body so that you can spiral your rib cage under and look up at the ceiling, moving your sweaty hair if you have to. And then option to open up your wings and fly. If your shoulder mobility isn't there today, go ahead and rest in prayer, or not rest, but stay in prayer, and that's going to be just peachy too. You're getting all of the same benefits by reaching your spine long and opening your chest to the ceiling. Then you got those little wings. Maybe you want to come down into side crow. So plant your hands just like you did in crow. Hug your elbows in and rest your right thigh on top of your left elbow. Hug everything in and press out through your heels to stay. And then we'll meet back in our chair pose. Come to center. Exhale to hold. One more big inhale up. And exhale, fold over your feet. Split them the width of your hips again, or 2 fists. And grab your big toes and your peace sign fingers. Inhale your chest forward, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. One of the interesting things I've been realizing about my body lately is that my left hamstring and hip situation is so dramatically different from my right that I've been cheating it in my forward folds in pursuit of getting the deepest fold possible. And rediscovering my breath at the end of last week and the beginning of this week, I realized that folding as deep as possible doesn't give as much benefit as actually working the area of my body that needs it. So neither here nor there, just a little interesting observation about where I'm going in my own practice right now. So release your toes and heel toe your feet back together. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to fold forward. Drop your hips and inhale your hands high into chair pose. Exhale to sink and stay. Inhale high, exhale, hug in, and stay. You're so strong. You're way stronger than you think. Then bring your hands to heart center and twist open to the left. Extend the right side of your body forward so much that your right ribs rotate under. And you look up past your left shoulder, even with your right eye, to find a point on the ceiling so you can hang out here. Just like the bird you are, as you spread your arms and melt your shoulder blades into your spine, extending your heart forward. Look up, breathe. Always remember to breathe. We forget that sometimes, especially when we do things like plant our hands down and come into side crow on this side. Hug your elbows together, and this time it's your left thigh on top of your right elbow. You're still pressing out through your heels and leading your chest forward. And then meet back into chair. Hips low, hands high. Recover in the depth of the pain here. Active recovery. And then fold over your legs. Split them apart and take gorilla pose this time. Sliding your upturned paws underneath your tootsies, and bringing the weight into the balls of your feet. And even giving your wrists a little massage with your toes if it doesn't gross you out too hard. Tucking your chin and letting the crown of your head fall. Release your hands, heel toe your feet together. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Your extended mountain pose. And then exhale, bring your hands to your sides for mountain pose. And this is the pose off of which all of our other poses are based. So when we're in high plank, we're going for this pose, even with our elbows hugged in. And when we're in up dog, we're still in this pose. So you want your legs to be just as engaged in up dog as they are here. But enough about the fundamentals. Inhale and look up, and exhale, come into eagle on the right side. Bringing your right leg up and over, and your right arm under your left. Your right leg under your right arm would be really impressive here. And inhale, reach your elbows in line with your shoulders, and exhale to press in. A modification for tight shoulders is just to press your hands together. You get the same hugging into center that you do here. And then keeping whatever bind you have, inhale your right knee up, and then hinge forward into a warrior 3. So this is what we do when we do airplane, but with our arms out. So press out through your heel, and then press out through your toe ball mounds and point that foot. Spread your toes wide on both feet. Spread all of your fingers wide, and then come into a half moon pose. Bringing your left hand down to a block or the floor or a chair or an ottoman, whatever you need. Or if you're super stud, you can do this without a prop. I'm working on it. Anyways, come into your half moon, stacking your hips and bringing your gaze up to your right thumb. And then go for the bind, Chapasana or sugarcane pose. I love this bind, even though it's very difficult for me, because it really opens up that entire side of my body that challenges my sense of where that frozen hip is in space. So inhale and look up at the ceiling. We'll be here for a couple more breaths to play. And then release your leg down, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, let's straighten our spines. And exhale, forward fold, crown of the head comes down. Then inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Once again, our mountain pose. And bring your left arm under. And bring your left leg up and over for eagle on the left. If you can, which I think I can today, whoops, nope, fell out. Wrap your little foot around your calf. Sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. And part of the yoga of all of this is meeting yourself where you are today and not really getting into that judgment zone of like, shit, I used to be able to do that. That's a hard zone to get out of sometimes, guys. Stand up, unwind your leg, and hinge forward into our warrior 3. Hug in to get stability, to reach out. Extend through that heel, and then extend through the ball of your toe. Spread all your toes and fingers wide. Really reach. And that'll prepare you to come into your half moon on this side. This is another one of those ones where it's immediately apparent that the two sides of your body are usually very different on any given day. So lift up through that left hip, extend your energy out through your toes and fingers, and then try for that sugarcane bind on this side as well. Discover something about your hip flexors today in Chapasana or sugarcane pose. We'll be here for a few more breaths to play around. and then release and forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. The fun part of yoga called recovery push-ups. So step your right foot to your right hand. Spin your left foot down and press through both of your feet to straighten your front leg, and lift your left hand up into triangle. Press through both the centers of both heels. Press through the toe ball mounds of your feet. Lift and spread all 10 of your toes and recommit to looking up at the ceiling. Inhale and express out, and then exhale, fold over your right foot. Step your left foot in as much as you need to for a long pyramid so that both heels are on the ground as you fold over your right leg. Remember to keep a micro bend in your front knee so you're not locking it out and just stretching the tendons, especially if you're hypermobile, which is not my particular problem, but I thought I'd speak to it. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to hug in. And then inhale your right hand high for a revolved triangle. Press through the centers of both your heels, especially that back one. So you open up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your hand to the mat and crawl around to the other side. Press through your left foot to straighten and come on up into your triangle pose. These grounding poses can be a lot of fun, but we don't often spend our whole time grounding. We raise up, go down, raise up, go down. I thought after an extended standing series yesterday, and then our one today, it might be fun to just kind of hang out down here for a little while. So anyways, press through the centers of both those heels. And really lift up. Breathe in somewhere to find a stretch. And then exhale over your left foot. Step your right foot in and over to the side as much as you need to for a long pyramid. And then fold over your left leg. Press down through both of your heels and inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to hug those abs in and stay. And then inhale your left hand high to the ceiling, a revolved triangle. The goal is to stack your shoulders so you're opening up all along the front of your body while getting an IT band stretch in your left leg. Inhale up, and then exhale, come into a high plank. Then to low plank. Then inhale up into high plank and press back to down dog. Inhale to high plank. Exhale to low plank. Inhale high plank and exhale down dog. We got one more set of yogi push-ups, guys. Let's make it good. So inhale, come to high plank. Exhale, hug in and go to low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank. One more press up, high plank. Then exhale, come all the way down to your belly. Come right into your belly, Shavasana. Find one point to focus on. Keep your eyes open. And return to your breath. As part of this practice where we work so hard, the other piece of it is coming into relaxation right away. For as many times as we jump up in the air and make our muscles do things, all of a sudden we also want them to come into their resting state all of a sudden. And that's part of the discipline as well. So those classes where you show up, go ahead and put the other ear down. Those classes where you show up and you don't think you can do much, or you text me ahead of time and say you're gonna lay down the whole time, that's still yoga. And I appreciate those classes too. So bring your chin to center and inhale, come up into locust pose, squeezing your thighs together so you can extend through your heels and extend through your toes. Curl your toes back toward your shins, even in your Barbie foot, like you're putting on one of those stupid classic high heels. Inhale your chest up, look up, squeeze in, and exhale, release, opposite ear to the mat. Bring your chin to center. Prepare for second locust, and by that I mean just come on up into her. Inhale, ratchet up. Squeeze your pinkies together behind you. Squeeze your outer hips in to lift another rib up. And then kick and grab your ankles from the outside. Transition right into your floor bow. Press your ankles into your hands and your hands into your ankles to open your heart up. So you inhale, look up, and you start rocking with your breath, or because you're talking while doing this. Kick up, 2 more breaths. And then exhale, release. Windshield wiper your legs side to side, releasing your low back. Then put your hands at your ribs and press through the tops of your feet to inhale to up dog, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. From here, come onto your back however you need to do, and set up for our bridge pose. Place your ankles underneath your knee, or your heels rather, underneath your knees, and walk your shoulders underneath your body a bit. Most of us have shoulders rolled like this and we think they're behind us, but that's just because we go like this all day. So roll your shoulders under your body, and then inhale, come on up into bridge pose. Squeeze your inner knees together by pressing down through your feet. Find that spot on the ceiling to look at. And then exhale, come all the way down. Cross your right foot on top of your left knee, or figure 4 bridge. If all you're doing here today is figure 4, and you struggle to press up into bridge here, that's cool. Keep trying, you'll get stronger. So inhale, come on up into our figure 4 bridge, using the strength of our body to stretch that hip open, and also using that counterweight here to really work out the opposite leg. And then exhale, come down. I think that's so cool about yoga as we set up for the other side by crossing your left leg over. I think it's so cool that we can work out our entire bodies by our body weight, and inhale, come on up. And also, it never gets any easier. And I don't mean to say that to scare you. I mean to say that even when you're a more advanced practitioner, even the really simple basic poses can be just as challenging, because you're still working and exploring for where else there is to go in that pose. And that's why we open with the same old shit every time, those sunnies and sun Bs. They really are valuable. And then exhale, come all the way down. And you know where we're going now. Set up for wheel. Place your hands by your ears and point your fingers back towards your heels. Hug those elbows in, press down through your feet, and inhale, come on up. Give it a try. If wheel's not working for you today, bridge is always available. And I advocate for you to give wheel a go. Just check in each time you practice, see if it's there today. And exhale, release, come down. And inhale, come back up into wheel. There are often times I get my first wheel today and I'm like, no way in hell am I doing 5 of those. And exhale, come down. And then you just gotta start doing them. And that's all there is to do. Inhale, come up, is to just do these wheels and be in the practice of practicing. And that sounds pretty trite, so we're gonna come down. But, you know, give it a go. Inhale, come back up into wheel. It's our second to last one. Sticking with me so far. And exhale, come down. And then we're gonna hold this final wheel for 5 breaths. Sorry, only 5, not 10. Wipe the sweat off your hands, put them back by your ears, and inhale back up into wheel for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, low back flat on the ground. Bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart. And then release your feet up. Take a happy baby, which, believe it or not, is often one of the poses that I struggle to get into the most. I have a really tight insertion points for some of my little butt muscles there. And it makes this not always the most comfortable pose, but I hear most people like it, so I throw it in. And on that note, release your knees to stack over your hips. Bring your little fingertips to right behind your ears. Don't clasp your hands. Don't cheat your neck out on this exercise, or your shoulders, I should say, your abs, whatever. And then inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. And exhale, extend your right leg and bring your right elbow up to your left knee. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, twist, extending your left leg. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, push out and twist. Make sure your knees do not come this way, otherwise you're cheating yourself. Exhale, extend your leg long. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, extend. We'll just keep doing this slowly a few more times. One of the reasons I like yogi bicycles is because they give access to all levels of yogis to independently develop each side of their abs. This is an exercise that is completely on you to lift up off the ground. So if you're not quite there yet, all you have to do this even more is, first of all, you're already doing them. And secondly, you just have to keep trying. Really, really low barrier to entry, huge benefits. And then we'll do one per movement. Switch a little bit faster now. Staying in our outward. Breathe. Breathe and twist. Keep breathing. Keep pushing. We're climbing that hill in the Tour de France. You don't have any human growth hormone, so it's just you. Just keep breathing and twisting. And breathing and twisting. And we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into center. Roll your low back out on the ground. And grab the backs of your legs and rock and roll. Rock and roll. And on your third rock, come on up to take a half pigeon on the right side. Flex your foot to protect your knee. And bring your left foot behind you. Pressing your foot flat on the floor. Inhale, come up and raise your heart up. And exhale, fold as far as you can. This is one of those poses where the word surrender comes up again. Surrendering to taking a rest after so much activity. Surrendering to having some discomfort in the name of opening your hip and releasing all those little muscles that give us sciatica. Hopefully you don't suffer from that, but if you do, this pose is your friend. Surrendering to releasing our jaws and taking the tongue off the roof of our mouths. Just hanging out here. And gently press up to a seat. Before we move into the left side, we're going to take a double pigeon. So keep that right foot bent. Bring your left foot to your right elbow pit, and your left knee to your left elbow pit, and give it a little cradle. Get that hip joint ready for what it's about to do. And then stack your right foot on top of your left with your heel hanging off the side. You don't want to be angling your foot in. That's real bad for your knee. And press out through both of your heels and ground your sit bones down, moving your butt as you will so that can happen. Then inhale, do a mountain pose at the top of your body. And then exhale, begin to fold. This is another one of those poses of surrender and also meeting your body where it is today. There have been times in the not too distant past when I was able to have my legs flat and just fold like a pancake onto the ground. And that's not where my body is now. And I've had to really struggle with the concept of having a changing body and not being able to do all those things and still being like really cool with like where my yoga practice is today. It's not as fancy, it's not as cute, but it's really good for me in all those ways still. And then inhale, slowly come up. Unwind your legs and move into your half pigeon on the left. Keeping your movements essential to get here and also taking any movements your body might need. Keeping your left foot flexed, press your right foot into the ground and raise your heart up to the ceiling. And then fold over your left foot, surrendering to whatever your left hip has to bring you on this side. Once again, using our breath to explore that joint and exhaling the tension in our foreheads or jaw or anywhere it's not needed. And press back up to a seat. And prepare for double pigeon on the left. So bring your left shin in front of you again. And then cradle your right shin like the little baby it is. Give it some love. And then cross your shins on top of one another. Press out through your heels to integrate your hips. Move that gorgeous behind out of the way of your sit bones. Inhale your heart high and begin to fold over. And comparison is the thief of joy. So you can remember how it happened on the other side, but don't let that get in the way of enjoying double pigeon on this side. I don't know, I enjoy this pose. It's not comfortable, but there's something about it that I just really, really, really enjoy. And slowly roll up and release your legs. Give them a tippy tap on the ground to get that blood back out. And extend your right leg long and bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Bring your belly in and reach your arms up overhead. And then turn over your right leg and come all the way down. Engage your right quad so you can extend your chest farther. And that'll signal to your left or to your right hamstring that can release some and allow you a deeper stretch here. So you can try that out, working with your breath to get deeper into this pose. And inhale, roll up. Switch sides, extending your left leg long and bringing your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Bring your tummy into support as you inhale and raise your arms overhead. Then turn over your left leg and exhale to fold. Try that little quad trick again to get your hamstring to release so you can deepen your fold. Release and come all the way up and put your hands right below your butt for a fish pose. And to do that, you'll hug your elbows in, come back on them and point your toes. Extend your heart toward the wall behind you and bring the crown of your head to rest on the ground. And release. Come all the way to your back. And we'll take a final spinal twist to finish off. So bring your right knee into your chest. And then bring it over to the left side of your body, extending your right hand long and looking over your right thumb. Release and switch sides, bringing your left knee in, extending your right leg long. Then bring your left knee over to the right side and extend your left hand long, bringing your gaze over your hand. Then come into center. Give your knees a big old squeeze, big old kisses. I like to thank my knees. One last squeeze and then release into your final Shavasana. Release your breath. Turn your focus into your third eye and let the ground hold you up. We'll come out together in a few moments. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring some small movements back to your body. And then reach up overhead. Point those toes and get your full on stretch. Then roll over to your right or left side. Right for softness and left for strength, whichever you need, whichever calls to you. And keeping your eyes softly closed, press up to a seat. And bring your hands to heart center. From my heart to yours, namaste. Woohoo! Yeah! Great practice, everyone. Hope you enjoy it in the hope you enjoy it in the comfort of your own home, and I also hope that you sweat as much as I did. So bye for now. Happy Tuesday.